This is a ruthless parent. They sneaked into the girl's room, carefully carry her out, then open the oven and insert the daughter, intending to burn her to ash. It was at this moment that the little girl suddenly woke up. She shouted, struggling to escape from the oven and run away. The father kicked her with his foot on the ground. The mother hastily used the tape to tape her mother. The little girl was once again stuffed into the oven. In times of danger, the heroine brings the police. Just saved her alive. But they don't know how scary this girl is. The female lead is a social worker in a child welfare agency. Her daily work, it is to help children who suffer from domestic violence get out of suffering. One day, her superior gave her case number 39. A girl named Lily, a lonely personality, does not like to interact with people, and the whole day did not eat anything. The female lead finds this very strange. She suspects her parents have done cruel things to her. The next day, the heroine went to Lily's house to investigate the situation, but this family discovery is very cold. They never talk regarding girls. Lily's father didn't even want to say a word. Terrifying eyes made her shiver. The female lead feels that the situation is not so simple, so called them to the child welfare center. But right now, the man has turned into another person. He patiently answered every question. He also actively apologized, saying that he neglected to take care of his daughter. But the heroine inherently does not believe these words, so she asked Lily privately, "After all, what did you encounter? Tell me, I can help you." The little girl in fear turned her head to look, timidly speaking, "They hate me, they will send me to hell." The female lead finds it hard to believe, intending to record evidence, but the father outside the window stared at her with ferocious eyes. She shook her head repeatedly, afraid to speak. The heroine has no choice but to watch her parents take her away.
どんな時でも明日の空は
But my best friend refused. Without real evidence, the police absolutely cannot intervene. Can't help but worry, the heroine came to look for Lily. She left her phone number and spoke to Lily. "If you're scared, call her." As a result, that night, the female lead received a call. Lily told her that my parents were coming to arrest me tonight. On the other side of the phone, her voice couldn't stop shaking. The heroine realizes that something is not right, so contacted his best friend at the police station. The two immediately drove towards Lily's house. When they got there, Lily was stuffed into the oven by her parents. The best friend quickly defeated the two. The heroine at the time saved her from the oven. The heroine was very surprised. She could not understand. How can there be such a ruthless parent in this world? In court, the judge also found it hard to believe this case. So deprive parents of custody. Ask for both of your psychiatric examinations to make a final judgment. During this time, Lily was temporarily only able to live in the welfare center, but she wants to live with the heroine. At first the female protagonist protested. She has no status in principle to adopt children in principle, but whenever she thought of the girl's pleading case, her heart couldn't calm down. So she told the welfare center that she could adopt Lily. In the end, the welfare center agreed. Before finding a suitable adoptive family, will be the heroine as her temporary guardian. After Lily learned the news, happily embraced the heroine. But the kind heroine doesn't know. Her nightmare was just beginning. The next day, the heroine went to Lily's house to pack her things, but she discovered a few strange things. On the wall of this family is hung full of crosses. Parents even put a Bible on the head of the bed. What makes the female lead most difficult to understand is, they even put two large locks on the bedroom door. When night falls, the door will be shut tightly. Seems to be afraid of something evil. The heroine is very curious, but cannot think of a more plausible reason. Simply thought that Lily's parents were mentally ill. Back at the welfare center, the heroine's superior calls her into the office. It turns out in the cases that the heroine is in charge, there is a boy who kills his sleeping parents with a shovel in the middle of the night. The scene was bloody, very tragic. The heroine absolutely does not believe this is what a 10-year-old can do, but the police told her that the killer was caught on the spot. It took 3 policemen to be reluctant to restrain the boy. One day, the female lead's best friend made a date with the heroine. Eating, he said to the heroine, when the police investigated the case, before the boy killed his parents, someone called his house for the last time at 2 o'clock in the morning. And that call was called from the female lead's house. The heroine was shocked, because it was completely impossible. She has not been in contact with this child in over a week, but she suddenly thought, there's a little girl Lily in my house. So they went home and asked Lily. But she confirmed that she never called. His firm tone of voice made the heroine doubt whether it was the police mistakenly not. But the best friend refuted that she was telling. Some people have a terrible monster in their hearts that cannot be seen on the outside. The next morning, the heroine came to the hospital to visit the boy, asked if he got it on Lily's call. The boy was scared to faint. It turned out that it was Lily who called that night. Just in the end, a terrifying voice from a man came. The female lead has a boyfriend who was a psychiatrist, the two of them very well. One day, her boyfriend came to pick up the heroine, conveniently helping Lily with psychological counseling. During the conversation, the boyfriend discovered that this girl was different from ordinary people. She doesn't seem afraid of anything but herself. Lily told him that she just had to have bad thoughts. Then someone will pay the price. And now, this man's ignorance made her very uncomfortable. Lily went on to say that something bad was going to happen. The dark tone made the man frightened and extremely scared. He told the heroine that he seemed threatened. This is a feeling he has never had in his career. When he left, his boyfriend said that he would refer a more powerful professional to him. Strange things happened one by one. The heroine also began to suspect her. As a result, the man received a strange call. There was no voice in the phone. After hanging up the phone, a wasp emerged from the man's ear, followed by eyes, nose, mouth. The man's entire body was surrounded by wasps. In the end, he could not stand the torture. His head exploded and died. The heroine is deeply saddened by the news of her boyfriend's death. Now, she's pretty sure she's got a problem. But a police investigation revealed that the man committed suicide because his door is locked. Couldn't find any traces of intrusion at all. The heroine does not believe these words. To investigate the truth, she went to find her father. The man was calm, as if everything were in his prediction. He directly asked the female lead, who died this time. The heroine was shocked, asking what this little man was in the end. The man claimed that she was not his daughter. As soon as Lily was born, he said, the girl's body carried the spirit of the devil inside her. Since then, in his family, someone has always died. She was like hitting a hammer, killing them one by one. Now, only he and his wife are left in the family. It was not until the demon found a new host that they were freed. The man said to the heroine. In fact, it was not that she sought Lily, but that Lily sought out the heroine. This demon has strong sensory abilities. It is possible to predict what will happen around them. The heroine is kind and tolerant. This is the energy of the devil. The man warns the heroine, the devil comes to each family. After drawing them, a new target will be found. The heroine is extremely scared, worried that Lily will kill again. So she hurried home and pulled out the phone cord. After that, locked all documents and cutlery tools. She then went back to the welfare center, saying she didn't want to adopt Lily anymore. Asked them to quickly find an adopted family as soon as possible. At school, Lily was whispering to her classmates. After the heroine saw her fear, she pulled her outside and tell her that she won't be allowed to go to school anymore. Lily was very angry, showing a fierce expression. The next second, the elevator suddenly lost control, quickly falling. When the elevator door opened, the heroine realized that everything was fine. Just now it was just an illusion. The female lead is in an uneasy mood. She finds her best friend. Tell him what I know. My best friend thinks she's crazy. I'm a cop. He will never believe that there are demons in this world. When night fell, the heroine mimicked Lily's parents. Locked the door tightly. She was very scared. Once she clung to this, she will not be able to escape. Under heavy mental pressure, the heroine almost collapsed. Even after she had finished work, she didn't dare go home and face Lily. Back home that evening, the heroine directly went straight into the house. She locked the door tightly, sitting on the bed frightened with a knife in her hand. Outside was thundering and thundering. Lily kept knocking on the door. She wants to go to sleep with the heroine, but she doesn't open the door. It was at this moment that a bloody monster with a whole body appeared in the closet. The heroine desperately ran out, but the monster kept chasing. In times of danger, the heroine luckily runs onto a bus. The driver told her there was nothing outside. After spending this night home, the heroine dares not to go back, so intending to drive out of this place. As a result, when she got in the car, she saw Lily sitting in the back seat. Lily warns the heroine to obey. What does the little girl say? The heroine has to do it, otherwise the end will be very miserable. The next day, the heroine immediately went to find her father, ask him what he should do after all. The man told the heroine only killing her could all end. And the only chance was when Lily was sleeping. But this kind of opportunity was so hard to find. Lily didn't seem to sleep. They had a hard time waiting to be destroyed by the heroine. After returning home, Lily glanced at a glance and immediately felt the heroine had come to see her father. As punishment, she caused her mother to die painfully in a hallucination. And my father, while protesting, was unlucky to be blind in one eye. At the same time, the police friend also looked for the female lead. He checked the female lead's call log. Discovered that before her boyfriend died, also received a call from Lily. Even more frightening was the voice of a man at the end of the phone call. My best friend never believed in evil stories, feeling a little scared at this time. He began to believe that there might be demons in this world. That is the decision to help the heroine. On the way home, the heroine thought that she was sleepless. Please doctor a little sleeping pills. After returning home, the female lead found it in a mess in the house. Under the bed was filled with pictures of the abused children she had helped. She opened 2 pictures that turned upside down. Discovered the first plate was the boy that had killed his parents. The second one is my boyfriend. Next to the third photo is me and the policeman. The heroine realizes the devil's next target is them. At this point, the boss called to talk to her. My best friend was found dead by the police on the car. The scene was intact. The police said he committed suicide. The heroine of all thoughts has gone to ash. She knows it must be the devil dolls. She ran to the living room, smashed the television, screamed in her face, get out of my house." Lily finally got angry. She showed a demonic expression. Even the voice becomes a man. The heroine is scared. She immediately ran back to her room, then followed Lily's parents' way. Used the locker to block the door and locked the door tightly. But the devil is a demon, after all, breaking the door in an instant. She hurriedly hid under the bed. Now she was like prey. But the devil did not kill her. It was telling her to come out quickly, lull her to sleep like before. The heroine could not protest, just agreed. Before she went to bed, she made a hot tea for Lily. Inside there is a large amount of sleeping pills. The heroine pretended to calmly converse with her, seeing the little girl drinking it all, then leave peacefully. At midnight, the heroine opened the door. After confirming that Lily was asleep, she immediately locked the door, then filled the house with gasoline and set the house on fire. Seeing the firstly burning flames, the heroine thought that all the bad luck was about to end, but as she turned, she saw Lily standing beside the firefighter. The devil is not killed. The heroine is so afraid of not knowing what to do. On the driveway, the devil begins to act. The little girl said fear was hidden in the heroine's heart. It turned out that her mother was not killed by an accident, but by the heroine. This is the biggest pain in her heart. Nobody knows. The heroine was scared. She asked which divine god Lily was in the end. It was at this moment that the heroine appeared to hallucinate. In front of her, a large truck suddenly appeared, swinging out of control. In a moment of danger, she remembered what Lily's father had said. Demons are very good at using other people's fears to kill people. She firmly believed that everything in front of her eyes was fake, so did not stop stepping on the accelerator, speeding in. Finally, she also escaped the demon's iron cage, conquering her fear. Now, it's the devil's turn to panic. Because nothing can hurt the heroine anymore, the heroine took off Lily's seatbelt and drove the car into the lake. Then opened the trunk of the car and put Lily in. The devil struggled painfully and finally revealed his original face. Water flooded the car. The heroine escaped when she escaped, and the devil sank to the bottom of the lake with the wagon. At this moment, dawn just appeared. The heroine is finally able to return to her old life.